Amy, can you give us your tips for a trip to Japan with kids? That is the biggest question I have gotten recently on the channel and on social media. And yes, I'd love to. However, I am not going to give you an hour by hour itinerary because I believe in leaving room for life surprises, good or bad, especially when exploring with kids and grandparents. So if that's you, you are in the right place. I'll give you my must-do recommendations and some extra gems to consider if you have time. And of course, you have to stay tuned for the mouth-watering suggestions on what to eat and where to dine during your time in my motherland. So here's how we're going to go through. I have gone to four cities this last time around, and I've gone to more during my various trips to Japan as I was growing up, but I'm going to focus on the main cities that people will probably go to. That is Tokyo, Osaka, Kyoto, and Nagoya. So those are the four cities I'm going to talk about today, and I'm going to give you things to do as well as things to eat while you are there. Let's dive into these cities. Starting off with Tokyo. We are going to talk about things to do, and then I'll address things to eat. One huge thing that you should definitely do, Disneyland or Disney Sea in Tokyo. There are two Disney parks, but they are amazing. I think they are the best Disney lands because there are other Disneylands fairly similar, but I think they do it best in food, in service, in all of that. And Disney Sea, it's a different park, different themed. Disney Sea as in ocean. I'd say Disney Sea is much more adult friendly if you're going just with adults. But if you're going with kids and Disney's the first time, go to Disneyland for sure and check out my Disneyland Tokyo visit videos if you want to know more details, but it's a must go. Go, go, go. While we're talking about other kid activities, Kidzania is another one that I would highly recommend, especially if you have younger kids. In essence, it is basically a kid city, and kids get to do these different jobs that you would do in a city. Like when my kids went years back, they were different jobs like a firefighter, a person stocking the vending machines, a baker, all kinds of jobs. And the kids learn, the kids dress up in these really cute outfits and you get to take pictures or buy pictures. You also get an ATM card. I don't know about you, but I used to really love writing checks when there was the fake markets at the school. I don't know if you had that, but I loved it. I was that weird person. I guess I ended up in finance, and so maybe it was just ingrained in me. But there is life skill learning built in, and I think it is fantastic. If your kid loves Nintendo games, characters, Pokemon, anything like that, head to the Nintendo and Pokemon store in Shibuya. It is fantastic. We loved it. We spent so much time there just looking at the merch that is not available anywhere else. And it was just really fun to see all the different things. If you also like Capcom games, that whole floor in that building is dedicated to games, characters galore. You're going to love it and not want to miss that. And if we're talking about Pokemon, I highly recommend going on the Pokemon train if you have a day to spare or if you want to venture a little bit further north of Tokyo. It is so fun. I made a whole video on it here, so go check it out to see if it is for you. It does take time, but I think it's an experience that you don't get anywhere else. So if you have the time, I highly recommend it. A few sightseeing things are Shibuya Crossing. This is the busiest crossing in Japan, and people want to go see it for a reason. Plus, there are tons of things to see in Shibuya, so you should go anyway. But go experience the crossing. You'll see a lot of people taking pictures in the middle just because it's kind of fun to see those pictures where there's tons of people in the background. We've also taken pictures where we sat at the Starbucks that is on that corner and you can actually look down and people watch. So if you like people watching, I think it's a fun thing to do. It's hard to do with kids. We did that pre-kids, but there's a lot to see. And there's also a Hachiko statue right at one of the gates of the Shibuya JR station. And that is a very common meeting spot with people because it is easily identifiable. Hachiko is the dog that is famous from a story where the dog kept coming back to the station to wait for its owner who went off to war. Owner never came back, but that loyalty, that story is famous, and there's a Hachiko statue. So go say hi to Hachiko. If you want to climb the highest building in Tokyo and have amazing views, go to Skytree. And you might want to be careful of the weather because if it's cloudy, you might not get to see much. But if it's a beautiful day, go make your reservation, go up there, and you can even see out to Mount Fuji if you are lucky with a very clear day. There's an elevator, and so you don't have to walk that much. It's a great thing to do. As we come to food, Toyosu Market is kind of like the new Tsukiji Market in terms of auctioning of the fish. So if you want to see a fish auction, go super early. Maybe you do that pretty soon after you get there because you have jet lag. But be warned that there is a lot of walking. It's a pretty big area. And so with kids, it might not be very feasible. But if you're looking for good sushi, if you're looking for stuff to bring home as gifts, that are food products or food related products. Like I know friends that go for knives or go for kitchen supplies, go for quality things that they want to bring back. Toyosu Market might be your spot. Plus, there's great sushi all over the place. You really can't go wrong. You don't have to line up at the places that are the most talked about spots because those often have long, long lines. And again, that is not feasible with kids, let's be honest. But if you're having a date day or something and you get to go and you want to go line up for the ones that are super talked about, then go do those things if that brings you joy. But if it's not, just trust me that there are so many good spots around there. Just give the other ones a try. Go check out my video on monjayaki, which is like a cousin of okonomiyaki. If you know what that is, it's like a savory Japanese pancake. But this is monjayaki. It's more of a goopier version of that for a weird description. But it is a must eat for me when I go to Tokyo because that is something that Tokyo is known for. And there's a great one in Shibuya that we went to. Try it at least once and see if it's for you. Osaka. So, if you are a theme park person, this is where Universal Studios Japan is, and Mario Land, Harry Potter, whatever your goal for Universal is. I love the theme park experience in Japan. I feel like it is cleaner, service is great, the food is good. We had so much fun. We have other videos on that as well, so check those out because if I put those videos in, it would just be a very, very long video in this one. But yes, highly recommend Universal Japan. If you're going for the classic traditional Japan experience, you have to go to a castle. So I'm going to mention a few castles in this video, but one of them that is very close and you could do is Osaka Castle, Osaka Jo. Jo just means castle in Japanese. But the other one that I recommend, it's a Shinkansen right away. It's about an hour away, but it's Himeji Castle. That one is the original. A lot of the other ones have been rebuilt, but Himeji Castle is the original. It is a national treasure. It is absolutely beautiful. You can actually go in and experience what it was actually like because they've retouched things throughout the years, obviously, with people, traffic, and all of that. They need to upkeep it, but you can walk through large portions of the inside, which is not very common these days in other castles. So if you're picking one castle in Japan that is convenient to go to, I highly recommend Himeji Castle. There are steps and stairs and quite a bit of walking, but it's definitely manageable. And so go check it out. It is definitely worth a go. Dotonbori. If you like to eat, if you like to see fun things, go check out Dotonbori. It is the mecca of all sorts of eating. And I have a video on this too. I'm going to stop saying I have a video on this and I'm just going to start pointing from now on because I have a video for most of these things individually, but Dotonbori, it can get very, very crowded and lines galore for especially the popular spots to eat. So do not go super, super hungry, especially with children that are going to whine and complain and not act well when they're hangry. Still, go check it out. If you're in Osaka, you need to go see it. Hello Kitty train. If you are a Hello Kitty fan, I love that there is this themed Shinkansen. And so you can go even to Hiroshima. It is a themed Hello Kitty train with seats that are like Hello Kitty. They have merch, they have all kinds of fun things. And if you like these characters, if you like the cute things, if you like the themes things, if you like to try something different, go. And if you have the JR pass, it's free. So why not try? I know the JR pass is much more expensive now, so that's another conversation and another video that I have. But if you have the JR pass, I'm kind of like, it's a no-brainer. Just go see it, see what it's like. It is an experience. If you're going to Himeji or if you're going to Hiroshima anyway, you might as well ride it. But if not, then it's up to you. Food. Osaka is a huge food area, although everywhere in Japan is a huge food area. Everything has what they're known for because there are regional dishes. Each prefecture has dishes that they're famous for, which is something I absolutely love. And I'd love to eat my way through Japan someday. So if my channel gets huge and if I have this opportunity to make content and eat in every prefecture, I'm going to do it. So help me out, friends. Hit that subscribe button, will you? So that I can get there and do that for you. Things that you have to eat in Osaka. They are known for takoyaki, and you can probably find it all sorts of places by you wherever you stay because there are stalls, there are shops, there are places in food courts. They're everywhere. So try takoyaki. Octopus balls is what they are, little doughy octopus balls. We've had takoyaki parties at our own homes. You can make them at home, but you just gotta try it because it's something that they're known for, along with okonomiyaki, which I had mentioned earlier is the cousin to monjayaki. It is a savory Japanese pancake. You can pick the toppings, pick the things that are inside it. Some places cook it for you, some places you cook it yourself. It just depends on where you go, but go give it a try. Delicious. If you want to try cheap sushi boats, I highly recommend Mori Mori Sushi. I tried several different kinds of sushi boat kind of places, and this one exceeded my expectations. It comes with a Shinkansen that delivers your food, which was really fun for the kids. They get to push the button to send it back. It's really fun. The quality is good. The price is good. Go do it. Kyoto. Kyoto is tradition. When you think of Japan, a lot of people think of Kyoto. If you go, I highly recommend staying in a ryokan. Ryokan is oftentimes it has hot springs. We ended up staying in Tempura Yoshikawa Inn this time, and it had a bath. It had a food omakase, which means a full course meal. It's the yukata, which is Japanese kimono traditional attire. And so you can dress in that whenever you so choose. They serve you tea, they give you sweets, they give you food. A lot of places, food is an add on option, but I highly recommend getting the omakase somewhere, whether it is at your ryokan or you go eat it at a restaurant. But Kyoto food is, it seems simple, but it just brings out all the ingredients in a fantastic flavored way. It is not as highly flavored, like strong, but it is delicious. It just, the ingredients are highlighted well. You just have to go try it. The courses, it's all these small, super pretty, thoughtful dishes that are absolutely a must do. A quick place that you can go to right off of the train station is Fushiminari. This is the place where you might have seen all the red poles and shrine entries going up and you just pass through them. I haven't experienced anything like it. It is beautiful. There are tons of people. So if you want pictures or videos with less people in it, you might want to go in the morning. But it is a quick walk. You can go as far as you want to. You can come back whenever you want to. It is easy to do with kids. There are foods, there are merch that you can look at on the way. Go, go. I don't know why I waited this long in my life to go. This is the first time that I went, and it was fantastic. There are so many things to see in Kyoto, like Kinkakuji, Ginkakuji, Kiyomizura, all these classic traditional buildings that are pretty far spread out. And so I actually recommend, we tried this bus tour this time, and it takes you to all the different spots. There are bus stops, and you can get off and on at wherever you choose. But I would recommend starting early in the day. We started later. There are learnings for the future because mishaps happened for us and it wasn't really worth it, but I can see it being well worth it if you used it well because it goes to all the places that you would want to see. The famous Kinkakuji, which is the Golden Pagoda. There's nothing really like it in seeing it, so go see that. Ginkakuji is the Silver Pagoda, and those gardens are phenomenal. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Then you have Kiyomizu-dera. The trip going up there, you climb this hill, but there are tons of food, omiyage gifts, vendors that you would love shopping. If you like stopping and shopping and eating and all of that, there's so many great places there. Go on the way back, whatever you choose, and then go to Kiyomizu-dera. It's a beautiful, beautiful view from up there. It is a temple. Also go to Gion, which is again the traditional feel of what old Japan would have looked like. Go stroll, go have some fun. Now, if you want to venture out a little bit further, there's Arashiyama in that area. If your kids like monkeys, there are monkeys roaming around at the monkey park, and there's also a bamboo forest. You can go through. It is serene, it is cool, it is unlike anything that you would see in America. So it is a little bit further out there, but there are tons of things to do once you get over there. There's still amazing food. Go make a day out of it. Have a peaceful time. Nishiki-Ichiba is another very popular place for food. There's food stalls galore. Again, very, very busy. And so go look. Maybe you kind of do the divide and conquer thing like Dotonbori in Osaka. It's a very similar idea where it is a food street. And so there are tons packed in, there's tons of good stuff packed in, but know that it might be really hard with kids. But we actually found this place called Hanamaru Ramen right outside Nishiki Ichiba that's super cheap. If you know Marugame Udon, like in Hawaii, or there's some in the Bay Area now, it is very similar to that, where it is fast noodles. You customize it however you want to, cheap and delicious. It is right outside Nishiki Ichiba. We went and we were blown away. It was way more than what I was expecting for under $10. So good. Namayatsuhashi is a very popular dessert from Kyoto, and my kids love it. It's this triangle, almost mochi-like thing with red bean or some sort of item inside, some sort of sweet inside, and you can get that almost anywhere in Kyoto in all kinds of different flavors. Give it a try. Nagoya! We're back to theme parks because Legoland is here. And I actually thought maybe we don't need to go to Legoland because we have one in California and we've been a few times. Maybe the kids have aged out of it a little bit, but I'm so glad we went. They have a whole mini land that is different. There are a lot of similar rides, but I think you should still go if you like Legos, if your kids like Legos. It is fun. Make a day out of it. Your kids very, very happy. We're back to castles. Nagoya Castle is also a good one. It is very close to the train station, so if you need something that is convenient, you can go. It is doing a lot of renovations right now, but it's pretty cheap to get in, and you can walk through parts of it, just not the main area, and that will open up in the future after they do the renovation. I think it was like 500 yen to get in, so not very much at all to walk around the grounds, to see it, to learn about it. Great learning experience. Surprising thing that we did this time that was really cool was the Toyota Museum. Now, when you think Toyota, you think cars, but they actually started as a textile business. And so you get the whole history. There's hands-on learning about how they make cotton threads and all sorts of things and machines. And then you also get to the cars. And so there's a lot of fantastic stuff in there. Plus, they have a whole interactive kids area that you need reservations. It's free, but you just need to reserve your time to go in. That was really fun for the kids and for adults, actually. So I highly recommend it. But this was eye-opening for me, and I think adults should go. I think kids should go. It was fun for all. Things to eat. Miso anything is what Nagoya is known for. Miso katsu is delicious. Miso udon, miso nikomi. Hitsumabushi is also another one. It is a way to eat unagi. So if you like eel, go try it. They let you have the dish and you eat it 3 different ways. Also, uiro, my favorite dessert that is there. Try the toraya no nama uiro. Any flavor, you can't go wrong. So these are places you eat that I think every single person going to Japan should try during their trip. One is depachika. Depachika is short for department chika, which is basement. So if you go to any big department store, the basement floor is usually full of food. Stalls and stalls and stalls of deliciously beautiful food and such a variety of it. Anything you can imagine, it is beautiful and you can take it all home if you want to. There are also a lot of omiyage or gifts that you can take home or take back to your family. Vending machines. Have you heard about Japanese vending machines? You can practically buy anything from a vending machine, or jido hanbaiki is the Japanese name for it. There are obviously drinks, but you can also buy alcohol, soup, ice cream, frozen meals, even cigarettes. We kind of had a game like, hey, that's something new that we haven't seen sold in a vending machine. So that's super fun. Izakaya. Izakaya is literally meaning a place that sells sake or alcohol, but it is more of like a tapas type. It's like a pub if you are in other countries, like in Europe. It's a nice place for people to get together and try all kinds of different foods. Yatai. Yatai is like the street vendors. And so if you go to a festival, there are so many yatai. Oftentimes, it might still be cash. So be sure to carry some cash, but those dangos or just all those lovely things that you can get walking around and eating while walking around, which normally isn't super common. But in festivals and all those places like Hanami, when you go to for cherry blossom, it is very, very common. Or if you go in the summer, there's a lot of summer festivals. Ekiben is another one. Ekiben stands for eki is train station. Ben is short for bento. So that might sound like it's not going to be good based on your experience in other train stations, but trust me, there are so many good ones in Japan. You don't have to prepare anything. You go buy from the vast variety that is out there of ekiben, and I'm showing you tons because there are literally tons of different delicious kinds that are super affordable. Eat it on the train. It is fantastic. You have to get one. That's part of the fun of going on a Shinkansen on a long trip and having a beautiful ekiben. Kombini. Kombini is short for a convenience store, which is like your 7-Elevens, Lawson, Family Mart. And in the US, at least, those convenience stores are mm, not super great, right? Can we all agree with that? And in Japan, they're so good. Like, I think we lived on the little onigiris you can get there because it's like 150 yen, maybe, which is like with the exchange rate that it was when we went, it's like $1. And they're delicious, they're fresh, they get so many deliveries because the turnover in all their food is pretty good. And so their fresh food is good and cheap. If you need a sandwich, if you need an onigiri, if you need little snacks, even the hot foods are good. It's amazing to me. It is amazing to me that convenience store fast food stuff is actually good. Cheap sushi. Just even if it's cheap, it's good. In the US, if it's cheap, I'm very hesitant to even try it because I do not want to get sick. But oh, it is so fun. Remember, these are my suggestions of things to add in. There is so much more. If you want to hear more, comment and let me know if you have specific questions. Happy to do a part two. If you can do more, do more. Otherwise, just pick and choose and tell me what you loved. And if this was of value to you, as always, let me know in the comments that it was. It makes my day. Hit that subscribe button, share it with a friend, and I'll see you in the next video.